Assalamu alaikum and welcome. Today we're diving into a topic that's reshaping the landscape of Islam in the 21st century: the internet's silent transformation of the faith. The internet has become a virtual platform for Islamic discourse, connecting Muslims across the globe in unprecedented ways. From online sermons and lectures to virtual Islamic schools and forums, the digital space is buzzing with religious discussions and debates. The internet's arrival has ushered in a fascinating interplay between tradition and technology within Islam. This intersection of the ancient and the modern presents both opportunities and challenges. Online libraries now house vast collections of Islamic texts, making them accessible to anyone with an internet connection. Language barriers are being broken down by translation apps and websites, allowing Muslims from different cultures to connect and learn from one another. The internet has transformed our world into a global village, and for the global Muslim community, this interconnectedness has profound implications. Geographical boundaries fade away as Muslims from all corners of the world connect with one another through social media, online forums, and virtual communities. This digital interconnectedness fosters a sense of shared identity and solidarity, reminding Muslims that they are part of a global Ummah, a community united by faith and shared values. From sharing stories of faith and resilience to challenging stereotypes and advocating for social justice, Muslims are leveraging digital platforms to engage in meaningful dialogue and build bridges of understanding with wider society. To truly grasp the internet's impact on Islam, we need to take a quick trip back in time, not to the early days of dial-up and floppy disks, but to the 15th century. Picture, if you will, Johannes Gutenberg, a German tinkerer who changed the world not with gunpowder or conquest, but with a revolutionary invention: the printing press. The printing press democratized knowledge, making it possible to mass-produce books and spread ideas like wildfire. Fast forward to the 21st century and we find ourselves in the midst of another revolution, this time fueled by silicon and code. Section 2. Amplified Voices, Amplified Challenges, Navigating the Digital Bazaar of Ideas. The internet has provided a platform for countless voices within the Muslim community to be heard. From renowned scholars delivering online lectures to everyday Muslims sharing their reflections on faith and spirituality, the digital space is abuzz with diverse perspectives and interpretations of Islam. However, just as a bustling marketplace can be filled with both treasures and trinkets, the digital bazaar of Islamic ideas is not immune to misinformation, misinterpretations, and outright propaganda. Section 3. The Rise of Islamic Digital Media. From satellite television to social media influencers, platforms like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram have become virtual mosques, connecting Muslims across geographical boundaries and providing spaces for religious learning, community building, and social activism. The emergence of Islamic social media influencers has further amplified the impact of the digital revolution on the Muslim community. However, it's crucial to approach this new landscape with a critical eye, as the digital world, like any other, is susceptible to manipulation, misinformation, and the spread of harmful ideologies. Section 1. The Echo Chamber Effect. Reinforcing Beliefs in the Digital Age. In the digital world, algorithms reign supreme. These complex mathematical formulas determine what we see, what we read, and who we connect with online. This echo chamber effect can have profound implications for Islamic discourse, leading to polarization, intolerance, and a diminished capacity for critical thinking. The algorithm and the Ummah: How Social Media Shapes Our Perceptions of Islam. Social media platforms have become the modern-day public squares, the virtual spaces where narratives are shaped, opinions are formed, and perceptions are solidified. Muslim influencers, activists, and everyday individuals are using these platforms to share their stories, challenge stereotypes, and engage in interfaith dialogue. However, it's crucial to recognize that the algorithm itself is not neutral, raising concerns about algorithmic bias and the potential for these platforms to perpetuate harmful stereotypes. The digital divide and its impact on Islamic discourse. While the internet has connected billions of people worldwide, a significant digital divide persists, separating those with access to technology and information from those without. This divide has profound implications for Islamic discourse as it can exacerbate existing inequalities and limit the participation of marginalized communities within the Ummah. This unequal access to technology and information has the potential to create a two-tiered Ummah, where those with greater digital access wield disproportionate influence over Islamic discourse. The Arab Spring, a digital uprising. Remember 2011? The world watched in awe as a wave of pro-democracy protests fueled by social media swept across the Middle East and North Africa. Social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube became virtual town squares, connecting activists, organizers, and ordinary citizens who yearned for change. The Arab Spring demonstrated the power of digital tools to empower citizens, expose injustice, and hold those in power accountable. Section 2. Beyond the headlines. Social media's role in shaping narratives of Islam and social movements. The Arab Spring, while a testament to the power of social media for positive change, also exposed the complexities and challenges of navigating this digital landscape. Muslim activists, journalists, and everyday individuals are using social media to challenge dominant narratives, sharing stories of resilience, hope, and the diversity of lived experiences within Muslim communities. Think about the Hashmi Jihad campaign, a social media movement launched by Muslim youth in the West to reclaim the true meaning of the word jihad from its distorted portrayal in mainstream media. Section 3. The double-edged sword, online activism, and the challenges of mobilization in the digital age. The digital age has ushered in an era of unprecedented connectivity, empowering individuals and communities to organize and mobilize around shared causes in ways that were unimaginable just a generation ago. However, the same digital tools that can empower individuals and communities can also be used to silence, harass, and intimidate. The spread of misinformation, disinformation, and propaganda can undermine the credibility of online movements and sow discord among activists. Section 1. The digital gatekeepers, big tech's influence on Islamic discourse. We've talked about the echo chamber effect, the algorithms that shape our online experiences, and the challenges of misinformation. But behind these digital forces stand powerful gatekeepers, the tech giants like Facebook, Google, and Twitter, who wield immense influence over what we see, hear, and believe online. Imagine for a moment the vast digital empires these companies control. Facebook alone boasts billions of users, making it larger than any nation-state in human history. These platforms have become the de facto public squares of the 21st century, where ideas are debated, movements are sparked, and narratives are shaped. For the global Muslim community, the role of big tech is particularly significant. These platforms have become vital spaces for religious learning, community building, and connecting with the wider Ummah. Yet this reliance on a handful of powerful corporations raises concerns about censorship, bias, and the potential for these companies to shape Islamic discourse in ways that serve their own interests. Think about the power these companies have to de-platform individuals or groups, effectively silencing their voices and limiting their reach. While these platforms have community guidelines in place to address hate speech and harmful content, the application of these guidelines can often be opaque and inconsistent, leading to accusations of bias and censorship. Between censorship and free speech, navigating the complexities of online content moderation. The internet is a bastion of free speech, but unfettered speech can harm marginalized communities. Tech companies must balance free speech with user safety. This balancing act is fraught with complexities. They must combat hate speech without silencing diverse voices. Content moderation requires nuanced judgment and understanding of cultural contexts. The erosion of trust, the impact of misinformation and disinformation on Islamic societies. One of the most insidious consequences of the digital revolution has been the erosion of trust. In the pre-internet era, we relied on a handful of trusted sources for information: newspapers, television news, and established institutions. Today, we are bombarded with information from countless sources, making it increasingly difficult to discern fact from fiction, truth from falsehood. This information overload has created fertile ground for the spread of misinformation and disinformation, particularly within the context of Islamic discourse. Imagine, for instance, the proliferation of fabricated hadiths, sayings attributed to the Prophet Muhammad, or distorted interpretations of Islamic scripture used to justify extremist ideologies or incite violence. This deliberate spread of false or misleading information can have a corrosive effect on Islamic societies, sowing discord, undermining trust in religious authorities, and fueling sectarian tensions. The ease with which misinformation can be spread online, often amplified by social media algorithms and the echo chamber effect, makes it incredibly challenging to counter these narratives and promote accurate information. The erosion of trust extends beyond religious institutions to encompass other pillars of society, including government, media, and even interpersonal relationships. When individuals are constantly bombarded with misinformation and disinformation, it becomes increasingly difficult to know who or what to believe, leading to a pervasive sense of skepticism, cynicism, and social fragmentation. Islam in the age of digital authoritarianism, the interconnected world where Muslims connect, share, and learn. But the internet is also a tool for surveillance, censorship, and control. Take China with its Great Firewall, restricting access and monitoring online activity. This trend extends globally, with governments using technology to control online activities. For Muslims, the internet is a double-edged sword, connecting them while exposing them to surveillance. Section 2, Between Surveillance and Censorship, the Challenges of Maintaining Religious Freedom Online. The internet has blurred the lines between public and private, making it hard to navigate without leaving a digital footprint. For Muslims in countries with restricted religious freedom, this lack of anonymity can have serious consequences. Even innocuous online activity can attract unwanted attention from authorities. Tech companies must develop tools to protect users' privacy and security. Greater awareness and advocacy around digital rights and religious freedom are essential. Section 3, The Power of Connection, the Perils of Control, Navigating the Digital Landscape with Wisdom and Discernment. The internet's impact on Islam in the 21st century is a story of both promise and peril. It has connected Muslims across geographical boundaries, democratized access to Islamic knowledge, and amplified voices of dissent and reform. However, it has also fueled misinformation and become a tool for surveillance. Navigating this digital landscape requires wisdom and discernment. We must be critical consumers of information, verifying sources, and engaging in respectful dialogue. Using these platforms responsibly, promoting understanding and empathy, and challenging hate speech and intolerance. The internet is a powerful tool, and its impact depends on our choices. By embracing critical thinking and ethical engagement, we can build bridges of understanding. Section 1, The Choice Before Us. Shaping the Future of Islam in a Digital Age. We stand at a crossroads, a pivotal moment in the story of Islam's journey through the 21st century. The digital revolution, like a powerful wave, has reshaped the landscape of faith, presenting both unprecedented opportunities and complex challenges. The internet, with its ability to connect, inform, and empower, has become an integral part of how Muslims experience and practice their faith. But as we've seen, this digital age is not without its shadows. Misinformation spreads like wildfire, algorithms shape our perceptions, and the forces of division and hate seek to exploit the very tools designed to bring us closer. The question before us now is not whether to engage with this digital world we already have, but how. Will we allow the internet to become a breeding ground for intolerance, suspicion, and fear? Or will we harness its power to build bridges of understanding, amplify voices of reason, and promote the timeless values of Islam: compassion, justice, and peace? The choice ultimately rests in our hands. Every click, every share, every interaction online is an opportunity to shape the digital landscape, to counter hate with knowledge, to meet fear with empathy. Hope, resilience, and the unbreakable spirit of faith. The challenges we face in this digital age may seem daunting, but let us not forget the enduring message of Islam: hope, resilience, and faith. Throughout history, Muslims have faced immense change, yet the core values of compassion, justice, and peace have endured. The future of Islam in the digital age will be shaped by our choices, values, and communities. Let us carry the timeless wisdom of the Quran and the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. The journey ahead may be uncertain, but the unbreakable spirit of faith and hope remains. May peace, mercy, and blessings be upon you.